just said that Jordan Brooks gets a chance to start this week. We don't know which side he's going to start on. Where have you seen him make the most progress, and how can his limited snaps help prepare him for Sunday?
I think he made the most progress understanding the defense. I think it's been a very, very tough situation for him with not having a off season really, and kind of just being thrown into the fire. With not having any preseason games. So, his ability to just lock in, focus, and learn the plays, and speaks about how much he cares about the game.
Ben Arthur.
What's up, Bobby? What would you say is Jordan's strongest attribute, and how would you describe his game as a linebacker? What does he bring to that room?
Definitely think his speed is going to, pop off on tape for sure. How would I describe his game? I definitely think he's a physical linebacker, likes to come downhill. Definitely, you'll see him, if you watched him in college a little bit, he made a lot of TFLs and plays in the backfield just because he's so aggressive. So we expect that same type of attitude.
Corbin.
Hey, Bobby, you've gotten to play a lot of games against Dak Prescott dating back to his rookie year. But what areas do you think he's improved the most?
Is that a cat in your?
Yeah, I got four of them.
Okay, sorry. So go ahead. So I was about to warn you about something in the back, but I guess you know about it.
He likes football. Sorry about that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you've played against Dak a lot dating back to his rookie year. And so my question is, what are the biggest improvements you've seen from him since he came into the league? And what's the toughest part about trying to defend against him?
I think it's poise. I think if you watch that Atlanta game, he never wavered. Even though they got down, he was, he kept the group pretty calm and, was able to rally those guys back. So I think that's definitely something that you see his growth from his rookie year to now. Because I think we were probably the first game he played in the preseason game against him. So definitely that. The hardest thing is, with mobile quarterbacks is, when they do RPOs and things of that nature, and you have to respect their ability to run, but then also having a back like Zeke to, we have to respect that as well. Kind of opens up everything for him. You got to respect his ability to run, Zeke's ability to run, and his ability to pass and find open guys off of those run actions.
Timmy B.
Timmy B. Jeez. I know a lot's made out of Bruce as a pass rusher. I'm wondering what you guys will lose without him as just playing that Sam role and holding the edge.
I just think his physicality. You never really had to worry about the edge when he was there because he, it's something that he enjoyed doing. He loved setting the edge. I think another thing that we're going to miss is his leadership. I think that was an area that he grew a lot from his time as a rookie to, now, having gone and visit different places. I think his leadership is going to be missed, but hopefully, we're going to have him around the building, and he's going to mentor a lot of the young guys. And so, definitely a tough loss for us.
Aaron Levine.
Hey, Bobby, you wore Manny Ellis on the back of your helmet last week. Why did you want to bring attention to that specific local case in Tacoma?
Just hearing his story. Obviously, if you read about it, it's a very unfortunate situation, and there's a lot of evidence that was hidden. There's a lot of things that were misprinted, and just another story, unfortunately, of someone that should be alive. And so, there's multiple names that I wanted to put. That was the first one that they approved, and so hopefully we shed light on these situations, but. It's getting tough too because we're shedding light and we're asking for justice and it's not necessarily being served. So we just got to keep fighting.
Thank you.
Matt Calkins.
Hey, Bobby. Pete said that week one you had the best pass defensive game that you've had in your career, in his opinion. I know that was something that you wanted to put an emphasis on from last year to this year. What steps do you think you've taken to improve in that area, and how do you think that's manifested on the field?
I think I've obviously been able to get my hands on a little bit more footballs. Definitely something that just wanted to. I feel like every offseason you kind of go into the offseason figuring out what part of your game you can improve, and I felt like that was something that I wanted to improve on, so I worked on it. And I feel like I'm recognizing routes a little bit better, and want to continue to grow in that aspect.
John Boyle.
Yeah, but Bobby, a couple of your teammates pointed out on the last play against New England how you recognize what they're doing, got everybody ready, and kind of got them in position to make the play. How much of that is just the experience and the film study? How much of that is just kind of instinctual? Just what goes into that as a middle linebacker of not just making the play after the whistle or the ball snapped, but making the play happen before it even starts?
I think it's a little bit of everything. I think it's intellect. I think it's memory, recognizing a play that they like to run during the game, and I think it's just trust in yourself, trust from the coaches to that you're going to do the right thing and it's going to work out right. And LJ and Leno trusted me, and they made an amazing play.
With the goal line in particular, it seems like over the years you've been involved in a number of goal line stops, and as a team you've had some memorable moments there. Just what changes down there? Is it kind of just the mentality of defending that last yard?
Yeah, I just think it's kind of like a barrier. You don't want nobody to cross the barrier. So something switches in your mind and not wanting somebody to score, and you want to do everything you can to protect that blade of grass. And a lot of it is just will. A lot of it is just who's going to be stronger in that moment, and it's something that people look forward to.
Bob.
Yeah, Bobby, I was just curious what your general assessment is of your defense right now. Obviously, there's been some yards, but you're 2-0 and all of that, and sort of made the plays when it had to be. Do you look at the yards that have been given up as any sort of concern at all, or?
I don't think it's a concern. I think it's definitely an area that we can improve on. I think there's a lot of positive. I don't know where we were at this point last year, but I know that there was, we weren't as stout in the run. And so I think these first few games have been very, very stout in the run, which, kind of forcing teams to pass the ball. And so we just have to be ready and be more prepared and execute a little bit better. But I'm not concerned about it.
Michael Sean.
Hey, Bobby, just wondering if you heard the grand jury's decision in the Breonna Taylor case and what you thought about it.
I did just hear it before I came over here. My initial thoughts is I can't really say I'm surprised. I think there was a lot of hope that they were going to do the right thing, but at the end of the day, given how everything's happened historically, I can't say that I'm too surprised. It's unfortunate. I feel, obviously a lot of anger, but we have to try to figure out different ways to get what we want. We can't put it in anybody else's hands to make the right decision because historically they've shown they will not do that.
Thanks.
Joe Fan.
Bobby, what's it like when obviously a team has to pass and so you kind of know to a degree they're going to get theirs, but the Patriots had 3 separate drives in the fourth quarter. I think were 75 yards plus. So then obviously 2 of them were scores, extending into the one ended on the 1 yard line. How do you find a way to regroup and stop the bleeding, so to speak, to where teams aren't able to just to gash you at will?
That's a very interesting question, but I think we just have to execute better. I think that's basically the same. It's just executing. We understand what they're going to do. Obviously, when you get a team behind or whatever, and they're in those situations where they have to pass the ball, you have to be able to execute. You have to be able to understand that they might hit us with double moves. They might hit us with their best passing play, and we definitely have to be better. But it's 2 games in, and we've seen a lot of football to be concerned.
Brady.
Hey, Bobby, what was it like going on the road for the first time this season, and what was most different just in terms of what you guys do on the road, how things are handled there from normal circumstances?
Everything was pretty much the same. I think the biggest adjustment I felt like was the food, because normally we land and we get food and buffet and all these different things, but because certain rules and things of that nature, we have to order our food, and sometimes we don't order our food. Sometimes the food is, sitting there for a while because they prepared it, waiting for us to come, and maybe we come a little bit later. So I think that was like the biggest adjustment. But, I feel like our, everybody, that's prepared and got us ready to go out there and travel, did a really, really good job, and it wasn't too off. So it wasn't noticeable. You just have to, find some good food.
Kurt.
I'm sorry, I had one follow-up this time. I'm just wondering your impressions of Jamal Adams as a blitzer through 2 games.
He's amazing. I mean, like I said, I've watched him, blitz versus the Jets, and it's always fun to watch. So actually having him here and watching him do it has been great. I think he has 2 sacks already, and somebody that they have to account for because he's going to make you pay if you don't.
Thanks.
All right, last one for Bobby. Jackie?
Hey, Bobby. Aside from Dak, I'm just curious what you think of the Cowboys offense, just how they're working in the rookie, CeeDee Lamb, and then obviously Zeke in the run game.
To me, they look great. Zeke looks in really, really good shape, and he's running the ball very, very hard. And so it's going to be a fun matchup to go against him and, when he gets the ball. But like you said, there's more than just him. It's Zeke, it's Dak, it's the Rook, it's everybody. They're trying to find a way to spread the ball around and, kind of get those playmakers touches, and I think they're doing a good job. I think that was one of the reasons why they were able to come back. They started to get the ball into their playmakers, and they made plays. And so that's something that we have to be prepared for, be ready for, and we have to do our best to try to make this team one-dimensional.
Do they look much different under Mike McCarthy?
I don't think – it's not a lot different. They favor different personnel. They run a lot more 11 personnel now. But at the end of the day, 2-1's going to get the ball at some point. Dak's going to throw the ball, and they're going to get the ball to the guys on the outside. So, we kind of know that.
Thanks, Bobby.
Appreciate it, guys.